Namaskar. Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Naveen, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, NITTR Kolkata. Welcome to sixth day session. Today we have eminent speaker, Dr. Sunil Kumar. Dr. Sunil Kumar is a senior researcher come professor with more than 23 years of experience in leading, supervising, and undertaking research in the broader field of environmental engineering and science, with focus on solid and hazardous waste management. Dr. Kumar is graduated in environmental engineering and management from IIT Kharagpur. His primary area of expertise is in environmental engineering with focus on solid waste management over a wide range of environmental topics, including EIA and wastewater treatment. His contribution in this field leads to a citation of more than 20,000, H index of 75, and I-10 index of 268. His contribution since inspection at CSIR-NEERI, India in 2000 includes 272 referred publications, 5 books, 45 book chapters, 15 edited volumes, and numerous project reports to various government bodies and private, local and international academia and research bodies. Dr. Kumar was a visiting researcher at United Nations University German, Hong Kong Baptist University, Hong Kong, and University of Calgary, Canada. He also traveled all around the globe in connection with different committee meetings and paper presentation in international conference. He is the associate editor of peer-reviewed journals of the international repute, that is Environmental Chemistry Letter, International Journal of Environmental Science and Technology, ASC, Journal of Hazardous, Toxic and Radioactive Waste. He has served as editorial board in bioresource technology elsewhere. Recently, Dr. Kumar was awarded as Outstanding Scientist in 2011 and 2016 at CSIR-NEERI. Dr. Kumar was also awarded an EnviCare Green Award in 2022. Dr. Kumar is also appointed as Honorary Adjunct Professor at National Institute of Technology, Arunachal Pradesh, NIT Delhi, and Adjunct Senior Researcher at Tasmania University, Australia. Dr. Kumar has guided 13 PhD students. Currently, 8 PhD students is pursuing under his guidance. We welcome you for this session, sir. Today, Dr. Kumar is going to deliver presentation on landfill fire, that is monitoring, prevention, and control mechanism. Sir, now it's over to you, sir. Sir, we are unable to hear your voice, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, we are from technical team NITER Kolkata. Sir, your mic is mute mode in. So please unmute that. And sir, can you make the annotation?
No, sir. Sir, you are not audible. Meantime, I want to update one update regarding our workshop. First session will be 2 to 3:30, then 3 to 5 o'clock second session, then third session will be 5 to 6:30. After that, 6:30 to 7:30 will be having your exam. Exam you will be conducting directly. You have to log in your portal. You have to take the exam there itself only. After submitting your answer script, immediately you will come to know your marks. So you please log in and you can take the exam at 6:30 in your Atal portal only. Participant, are you able to hear my voice? You have any confusion?
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, I request within couple of days, all your attendance will be completed after verification. No need to worry. Today you have to take your exam within stipulated time period, 6:30 to 7:30. After that, the portal will be closed. So you should be a sharp 6:30. You should join and you should take the exam.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. It is okay. You please share
Can
your
you open
slides.
my presentation?
Yes, sir.
ये वो स्टैंड कैसे सीधा करो तो नीचे 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 कैसे करें प्रेजेंटेशन
प्रेजेंटेशन तो वो करेंगे।
हाँ
हाँ, वो ही करेंगे, वो करेंगे।
Sir, please share your PPT, sir.
No, you share in tab. It is not there. I cannot do it. You open it.
1 minute. 1 minute. Sir, now you become a co-host. Could you please share your PPT?
No, I cannot share in tab. My PPT is not here.
Okay, okay, I understand.
On करो थोड़ा.
Sir, you can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Naveen, for inviting me in this program. So this, I think this is the last presentation, and I always get last slot because I work in the landfill, and landfill is the ultimate disposal for solid waste management. That's why this is the last presentation. I am presenting a piece of my work which we have carried out with the sponsorship from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. In 2017, the Secretary of this DST has thought to carry out a work on landfill fire, as no work has been reported how the landfill fire occurs, what are the mechanisms for its monitoring, prevention and control. So we work exclusively on its landfill fire monitoring, prevention and control, which I am going to present before all of you. Next one. Next one. Next slide. Can you move on the next slide, Professor Naveen? Hello.
I'm changing the slides.
Okay. This is the existing status of municipal solid waste management in our country. That is, more than 150,000 tons per day of solid waste is generated, and among all, even more than 40 to 50% goes to the landfill. And you can see the figure in urban local bodies, which is spending around 500 to 1500 rupees per ton towards municipal solid waste management, and among which 60 to 70% is spent only on collection, transportation, and disposal of municipal solid waste. If you can see, USA and UK, they have managed to source segregate the municipal solid waste, complying strict policies and using advanced technological options, while Asian countries are failing in developing cost-effective municipal solid waste management system, and uneven dumping of municipal solid waste in almost all cities at the outskirts, which is practiced mostly in developing countries, and India is one of them. We are thinking to become this Viksit Bharat, but this problem of this waste management is still not rapidly changing. This is one of the major concern in our country. Next one. If you see about the landfill, around 70 to 90% of urban solid waste is being dumped in the landfill, and most of the landfills are still non-scientific and non-engineered. And if you see among the total waste generated, 43 million tons of municipal solid wastes are collected annually, and among them 31 million tons are still dumped in the landfill sites, and just 11.9 million ton is treated, which is also a question mark, as treatment efficiency is very low in our country. Next one. These are the landfill sites. If you see, when I came into 2000 in NEERI while working, at that time, it was reported by Mr. Asnani that we have more than 10,000 dump sites across the country. If you can see in this figure, as per the report of Central Pollution Control Board, still we have more than 3,184 dump sites across the country. And there were a lot of initiatives taken by Government of India through major funding, whether it is National Urban Renewal Mission, whether it is Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission or Swachh Bharat Mission 1 and 2. And very few dump sites have been converted into partial engineered landfill sites, and however, capping has started, and biomining is one of the major aspects of Swachh Bharat Mission 2. Thank you. Next one. How the fire occurs. Landfill fire is a combustion process which is ongoing in the landfills, within the landfill, and it releases flammable gases, it releases heat and the smoke due to the decomposition of waste materials which are being dumped, whether it is freshly dumped, partially dumped, or dumped long back. And this leads to frequent fire occurs at the dump sites, and this is being reported several times, whether it is Mumbai, Delhi, Cochin, Punjab, Northeast, Bangalore, throughout the country, and which is significantly impacting the surrounding environment and human health. Mumbai was one of the, there is one big dump site, this Devnar in Delhi, as Gazipur and Okhla, and these are the most reported landfill fires across in our country. And why these various aerobic and anaerobic processes occur simultaneously inside the landfill, and which generates enormous amount of heat, which is leading to initiation of fires. The presence of solid waste, whether it is fuel, heat generation, and intrusion of oxygen, these are creating fire triangle which are required for the initiation of fire at the dump site. Next one. You can refer these two papers. These are the only papers in our country which will give you the fundamentals about the how you can estimate spontaneous waste ignition at the dump sites towards prevention and control of landfills, and how to determine risks of spontaneous waste ignition and the leachate quality for open dump site, which are published in the Waste Management Journal. Next one. These are the problems associated with landfill fire. Landfill fire has several problems. Air pollution is one of the major aspects. Groundwater pollution, loss of lives. In Gazipur, I think 4 or 5 years back, many people died. 4 or 5 people. Sri Lanka, severe fire occurs and slippage of dump sites. Around 42 people died in spite of these festive seasons. At that season, people were out of the dump sites. And long-term health impacts. This is one of the important aspects which needs to be considered by the policymakers, as the health of the people surrounding the people who stayed surrounding the dump sites, as well as the workers which are stayed at the dump sites, and also it migrates, and due to wind and other factors, several peoples are impacting with the health concerns due to landfill fire. Next one. I already told about how the fire triangle occurs, whether in this fuel as a municipal solid waste, and methane, and intrusion of oxygen, and the heat generated in the dump sites due to various processes. Fire triangle is formed, which creates landfill fires. There are two types of fires: surface and subsurface fires. Surface fires, it can be seen easily, but subsurface fire you cannot see. So for that purpose, a lot of monitoring is required, so that you can get the information whether subsurface fire is happening or not, and at some of the times, many places, even deliberate fire takes place, and some of the people deliberately smoking and sending, and then fire takes place, which also comes under surface fires. Next one. The fires that ignite and spread on the exposed surface of the pile. You must have heard wildfire, combustible material. These are one of the important factors. Next. These fires ignite within the waste mass also due to a lot of chemical reaction takes place inside the municipal solid waste, which are dumped at the dump sites, and due to that, fires are also ignited within the waste mass. Next. The causes of landfill fire. Back. This improper segregation. We have rules in place since 2000 after Surat plague. Lot of efforts towards policy formulation took place in our country, and there was a deadline that we have to segregate the waste by this period. Similarly, in 2016 rules also it was highlighted, but we are unable to segregate. So improper segregation of waste, whether it is presence of batteries, chemicals, aerosols, this fire takes place. Smoking by rag pickers, this is also one of the important aspects. And although fires takes place throughout the world, in US a lot of fires, but they can control easily. So absence of fire management system is not available. We don't have any basic infrastructure at dump site. How can we think of this fire management system? Site characteristics also plays a role. Climate is also one of the factors. Biological and chemical degradation, and due to this, heat is generated and waste ignition initiated. The risks posed by landfill fire is very high in India, as most of the landfills are non-engineered, and being tropical climates, this fire takes place very easily, particularly in April, May. Next one. This is a growing concern. You can see a lot of things have been reported from newspaper cutting, whether it is Mumbai, whether it is Cochin, whether it is Nagpur. Several things have reported. In Cochin, there was an intense fire last year. A lot of efforts were taken. Still, it went up to around a month. Next one. These are the potential, I have reported potential municipal solid waste landfill sites where fires have been reported in, whether it is Gazipur in landfill, Valsava, Okla, Devnar. Even there are a smaller dump site across the city, out at the outskirts, and fires are continuously taking place. Even if you are traveling, you can see easily that fires are taking place at the dump sites. Nobody is bothered. Indirectly, there is a lot of great impact on health, but nobody is bothering, whether it is Pune, Nagpur, Kalyan, Jaipur, Chennai, Gurugram, Coimbatore, Bengaluru, this, and many sites, Calcutta, several, many places this has been reported. Next. Now, the types of landfill, I have already told about types: surface fire and subsurface fire. Surface fire occurs on the landfill surface, which is also accidental and intentional also. Intentionally also it is done, politically motivated also, easily detected and monitored, surface fires. But if it is not controlled, it becomes more intense and hazardous. Coming to the subsurface fires, occurs inside the landfill structure, and due to the heat generation inside the subsurface due to biological, chemical reaction takes place, and it is very difficult to detect and monitor. And if it is not controlled in time, it might propagate across the landfill, and it will be very difficult to control. Next one. If you see a case study of Delhi, we have 3 landfills. This is running since 25 years. When I was in Delhi in 1999, I was working there in private firms. At that time, also these dump sites were existing, and it was efforts at that time that we are going to identify new dump sites, but it has not been done till now. According to South Delhi Municipal Corporation, Okhla landfill's lifespan depends on the height of the waste, and maximum limit is 35-40 meters. Anybody can guess how is the situation at the dump sites in Delhi. Next one. There is one more dump site at Bhalsawa landfill site, where we have measured this greenhouse gas monitoring continuously around 10-15 days, day and night also. At that time, situation was very intense and fire was taking place. Now it is also happening. This was commissioned, which is running since 1984, and it had about 8 million tons of waste are accumulated, and it is spread over an area of 52 acres, having a height of waste heaps up to 62 meters. And it has already reached its saturation point in 2009, but still it is receiving around 2,000 tons of solid waste per day. Several smoldering and fire events have been reported every year at Bhalsawa landfill site, which leads to severe environmental pollution and economic losses also. And the source of these fires were reported around 10 to 20 meters below the surface. And the frequent fires are also reported at Ghazipur and Okhla dump sites in Delhi. Next one. Next one. What are the challenges for managing landfill fires? There are a lot of challenges. The spontaneous subsurface fires are most intensive, hazardous, and complex in nature, and it can propagate in any direction, and which will be very difficult to detect and mitigate. There were very limited knowledge about understanding of this spontaneous landfill fire. That's why it was thought to have an integrated mechanism for its prevention and control at the dump sites. Next. So these are the steps. What are the steps which were followed in assessment of landfill fire and dump sites? It was quantification was done, waste characteristics, fire dynamic potential was estimated, intensity and frequency of fires were studied, and detailed analysis of waste material which were buried at the dump sites, depth of fire and waste ignition source, these were estimated, and based on that, existing fire prevention and mitigation measures were assessed, and then suitable fire prevention mechanism was identified. These are the steps which were followed in assessment of landfill fire at dump sites in our study. Next one. And detection of fire and subsurface fires play an important role in prevention of landfill fires, as prevention is one of the key elements in managing landfill fires. So assessment of site characteristics is very important, and fire monitoring plan, short-term and long-term plans should be there. Early fire detection, so continuous monitoring is required, and this we are going to develop this system at one of the dump sites, and IIIT, Indraprasth Institute of Information Technology, is incubation center is leading that activity with support from DST, and we are the knowledge partner how we can develop and design at the dump site so that that model can be replicated across the country. Fire prevention measures and future preventive action, these are the needs to be taken place for its prevention and control. Next one. Coming to the first points, assessment of waste characteristics. What are the type of waste? Waste receiving capacity. What is the capacity and how much it has been dumped, how much it is being dumped per day, and what are the future plan? Waste composition. What types of wastes are being deposited, its composition, topography, slopes, age, ambient temperature, rainfall. These aspects should be examined for assessing landfill site potential for occurrence of landfill fires. Wind and weather. This is also very important. Can increase the health hazards. It has relation with health hazards for firefighters operating on the land, on the fire ground, whether it is in hot climate or cold climate, and this can directly affect its the propagation of fire. And the frequency of spontaneous smoldering and fire events at dump sites are more prominent, and this is happening particularly during pre-monsoon season where the temperature is elevated. Next one. So in our study, this is Mr. Digambar Chauhan, who is monitoring at the dump site in Valsava. You can see the intensity of the waste ignition, subsurface smoldering using carbon monoxide meter. We have done it at Valsava. To regular inspection and field monitoring, this is very much necessary, which needs to be carried out to measure the carbon monoxide level and fire temperature. What is the temperature, so that you can detect whether it is a smoldering or a spontaneous fire events will take place or not. This is very essential during elevated temperature levels. And these monitoring should be carried out on regular basis, daily during pre-monsoon season and weekly during the post-monsoon season. Next one. This is deep-seated subsurface landfill fire shall be monitored by where the deeply seated subsurface landfill, we can drilling of monitoring wells in and around the suspected fire zones, and their monitoring is required. Then we can observe whether the fire prone zone has come or not. Next one. Special attention shall be given during the pre-monsoon season. This is very necessary, and where temperature is more, particularly April to June, and temperature is more than 40 degrees centigrade, and because this is very crucial for occurrence of spontaneous fire. Next one. The moisture content. This is also one of the important aspects. This maintaining moisture content at least 20% of the surface of the dump sites during the pre-monsoon season is very much necessary, and this can prevent the landfill fire. Next one. You can see temperature monitoring is this infrared thermometer. So we have done it, and then landfill surface temperature profiling was done using thermal imaging camera. This we have done it at the Delhi, Nagpur, Mumbai, and as well as one more city in Northeast. Next one. You can see from Bhalsava, this is the Vandevari dump site. This is Vandevari dump site is in Nagpur. You can see the fire intensity. Next one. And based on that study, we have given some SOP, waste temperature, and what are the action to be required for its prevention. If waste temperature is less than 40 degrees centigrade, this is considered to be safe and not susceptible for a spontaneous smoldering or ignition. If the temperature is between 40 to 60 centigrade, waste shall be treated as safe for a spontaneous smoldering or ignition. If it is more than 60 to 70, between 60 to 70 centigrade, risk is moderate. But if it is more than 70 degrees centigrade, the risk of a spontaneous smoldering or ignition is very high. Next one. Now, waste temperature and risk, just waste temperature and risk of fire. If it is less than 40 centigrade, safe. But I told you about this is in the triangular form. Same things have been reported. 60 to 70 is moderate risk. If it is greater than 70 degrees centigrade, risk is very high. Next one. Now, carbon monoxide monitoring. This was also monitored, and we have come out with SOP. If CO level, so monitoring is very important. If CO level is between 0 to 10 ppm, this is small fire smoldering takes place. If it is between 10 to 100 ppm, this is moderate. If it is 100 to 500 ppm, large fire. But if it is more than 500 ppm, intense fire could happen. Next one. Similarly, this has been presented up to 10 ppm. If it is CO level, waste ignition is happening in very small pockets, and it can be controlled immediately in less than 3 hours, but it can be fully extinguished in 8 hours. If the CO level is between 10 to 100 ppm, subsurface fire shall be controlled in less than 8 hours, and fully extinguished it will take around 24 hours. If it is large fire and CO level is between 100 to 5, you can see it takes 48 hours in extinguishing. If it is more than 500 ppm, so at least for 1 week, post-fire monitoring shall also be carried out for its continuous monitoring. Next one. So from lab study, we have found out there are some findings. First finding is old waste has high ignition potential as compared to the fresh waste. It was also observed that heat generation of from waste depends majorly on the percentage of carbohydrate present in waste, not on the organic component. People usually used to think that organic component is the matter, but the percentage of carbohydrate, it is directly related to the heat generation. Lignocellulosic biomass present in organic waste fraction is responsible for higher landfill gas generation, and pre-monsoon season is April to June is very crucial. So waste diversion or segregation program might help for effective prevention and control. Leachate can also be used for the control of waste fires at municipal solid waste dump site. Next one. Next, just press. This is waste category and risk. Among all these fresh, partially degraded, and old waste, depending on month 0 to 15 days, 1 to 3 months, 6 to 12 months, and 12 months. What are the risk of fire? If it is fresh waste, low risk is there. Similarly, for partially degraded waste, moderate, and for degraded waste, it is high. And if it is more than 12 months, it is very high. The risk is very high. So waste category and risk of fire has been shown in this field, in this slide. Next one. So waste category and actions required. I have told you about this: fresh, partially degraded, and old waste, and with moisture content also. If it is greater than 40 degrees and 40% for fresh waste, moisture content between 20 to 40, 10 to 20, and less than 10. So I have correlated the factors. Come to the fresh waste, risk of spontaneous smoldering is very less, up to 1 month during pre-monsoon and up to 3 months during post-monsoons. Partially degraded case, up to 1 month during pre-monsoon and post-monsoon. In the case of degraded waste, risk is always high during pre-monsoon and post-monsoon season. And in case of old waste, risk of smoldering ignition is very high throughout the year. And waste present below 10-meter depth might smolder ignite even during the period of monsoon. So if well waste is more than 12 months with moisture content less than 10%, so during the monsoon also this smoldering takes place. Next one. So we have carried out field study, and what are the findings? The early detection and application of suitable prevention control methods are the key things for successful landfill fire control. And high carbon monoxide concentration and landfill surface temperature were observed during pre-monsoon, which leads to major fire. Negligible CO level, but high landfill surface temperature was observed during post-monsoon, which indicates minor subsurface smoldering events took place in post-monsoon season also. Therefore, elevated temperature zones can be identified, and then preventive measures can be taken place. There is no possibility of fire during monsoon as the moisture content is very high, but during other season, the regular monitoring pattern of CO and LST needs to be carried out. Next one. New observation is indicators of fire prone. What are the indicators which will indicate you these are the fire prone municipal solid waste dumps? If landfill surface temperature is increasing, LFG temperature is increasing, less moisture content is being observed with the dumped wet, and CO level is increasing, as well as the quality of leachate, that is darker leachate quality with a strong deuteration in leachate quality. These are the indicators for fire prone municipal solid waste dump site. Methods for detection of spontaneous landfill gas temperature should be monitored, CO, leachate composition, and thermography study. These are the methods for detection of a spontaneous fire. Next one. Coming to the landfill determination of landfill gas generation potential of waste based on lignocellulosic biomass, we have just identified the landfill gas temperature, and based on that, this study I think is reported in, has been published in Science of the Total Environment, how much this fresh waste based on the batch scale study, which was having higher potential of landfill gas generation, around 31,660 milliliter of methane per gram of volatile solid were observed, and this indicates how much is the landfill gas generation potential of lignocellulosic biomassic component. Next one. What are the problems associated with municipal solid waste landfills and need for cost-effective biocover? Biocover is one of the important aspects. You see, and sometimes in a very haphazard way, biomining activities are going on, and bioearth which is coming out, this has great potential in reducing the landfill gas. So it is very important towards landfill fire prevention. So huge amount of bioearth material is accumulating at MSW dump sites, where biomining plants are operational for the treatment of legacy waste, and bioearth which is derived from old waste fine soil, which have potential to oxidize methane. So methane oxidation due to climate change and other aspects, sustainable development goals, this methane conversion, oxidation is very much necessary, which has very less global warming potential as compared to methane. And a study was carried out, and finding was bioearth had shown around 95% of methane oxidation, and was less, far below 10% of moisture content. Waste logging 45% greater than moisture content could reduce methane oxidation due to less oxygen intrusion, and maximum methane oxidation was achieved for temperature. Methane, if it is temperature is between 10 to 35 degrees centigrade, maximum methane oxidation was observed. So these are the important findings of this study. Next one. So application potential, always there should be short-term and long-term plan. Short-term plan, standard operating procedure and short-term action plan should be formulated for immediate prevention and control of landfill fire at any dump sites. Short-term plan should be there, and for long-term one, we should go for monitoring of LST and CO level continuously, so that hotspot can be identified, and then prevention and control measures can be taken. And understanding of the fire, fresh and old waste composition and its thermal properties are necessary, which will help in long-term fire in prevention plan development of them. Next one. And these are, I have identified what are the emerging technological options and what are the scopes for future work. Bioearth as a biocover, this is very important, which can effective fire prevention plan and performance monitoring. Even CND waste, which is coming out in the city with a gravel layer at the dump sites, this can also be considered, and development of sensor based alarm system, fire suppression system, demonstration of real-time alert system, as well as development of fire suppression. These are the future research work which researchers can should take up for its control, as well as this online monitoring system. Next one. I have elaborated about this in the next slides. And there should be, we have identified roles and responsibility of landfill operator and workers, and we have carried out many this capacity building program also for many municipal corporations. What are the prevention, control, and how it can be mitigated, which I told you previously. This has been carried out, prevention, control, and mitigation, and these are very much necessary for landfill operators and workers which are working at the dump site. Next. capacity building, I have already told the capacity building initiatives have been taken, and the Triple IT Delhi, which has taken initiative, they have also kept funding position for the capacity building of the dump sites on these aspects. And because the urban local bodies are not that much capable in handling all these highly technical components, they have to hire the third party agency for installing, monitoring, and continuous evaluation and the development of fire propagation as well as control measures. Next one. Similarly, landfill fire techniques, this I told you, waste compaction using C&D waste, whether it is sand, silt, and brick particles, can be applied so that, and continuous study is required so that how much methane oxidation potential should be there, water sprinkling, CO2 nitrogen spray, and bacterial culture for prevention of which is methanotropic activity which is happening at the dump sites, which creates this aerobic degradation. This is also required, and we have to break the fight triangle, this cutting of oxygen introduction by using soil clay layer as well as biocover. These are necessary things by which fire extinguishing techniques can be adopted. Next one. This I told you, this is elaborated early detection and monitoring plan under the scope of research and development. So advanced gas sensors and monitoring technology for early detection of landfill fires should be developed. Thermal imaging and remote sensing techniques for monitoring, real-time monitoring at dump sites should be implemented. And data analytics and AI algorithms should be integrated for prediction of landfill fire outbreaks based on environmental factors and historical data at the dump sites. Next one. Next point. And next point is fire suppression and control methods. Techniques are specifically tailored for landfill fires and investigation in use of foam injection to smother fires and reduce oxygen availability. These are the also research area which should be investigated by the young researcher. Next one. This I showed in the figure. Next one. Next slide. Firefighting equipment. They are also specialized firefighting equipments resistant to hazardous waste and extreme temperatures should be developed. Fire suppression techniques which can be remotely operated to enhance firefighters' safety should be developed. Waste to energy technologies with landfill sites to process waste on site and reduce fire risk. Evaluation for environmental impact and cost effectiveness. For implementing waste to energy solutions should be the need of the hours, and risk assessment and fire mitigation strategies, risk assessment models for prediction of livelihood of fire outbreaks, and identification of key risk factors which are contributing to the landfill fires, weather condition, waste composition. So risk assessment and mitigation strategies are also one of the important aspects for research and development. Next one. Public awareness and education. This under the capacity building, this is very much, even many people, if in rural areas, if in urban areas, many people are burning, still it creates a lot of, so for that, organization of workshops, training session for firefighters, especially for landfill operators are required. Next one. So these are my presentation, which I wanted to present before all of you. I'll be happy to answer if any question comes.
I request participant, if you have any question, please interact.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Nice presentation, sir. Actually, I have one question, sir. You mentioned lignocellulose, lignin cellulose, the biomass contains different elements. In this lignocellulose components will increase the burning time, sir. If it is present in the biomass, the burning will happen
Yes,
more.
lignocellulosic component is vulnerable for this fire, but we have to see how much moisture content is there, what are its composition. That also needs to be taken, and what are the from where it has come, whether it is climatic condition, which whether it is city, urban, all these things needs to be considered. So that's why the study is continuous monitoring and all these things are required. We have identified that lignocellulosic component and what are the fresh waste, whether it is partially degraded. That study has been conducted and it was found that it has the degradation potential, which which mounts to the landfill fire also. But as per, if you see the rules and regulations, organic components of the waste should not reach to the landfill sites, but still it is happening. So there are many things which need to be considered.
And also, as of now, early detection like sensors and other it's available in landfills, sir, in India.
What? Can you repeat?
Sensors, early monitoring.
No, I discussed this proposal with Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, which has very big funding. And you see the Municipal Corporation MCGM budget is around 10,000 crores per year. But the Municipal Corporation is unable to install that facility, whether it is alarm system, temperature monitoring sensor, all these things, they have not been done. That's why we are going to develop one dump site is being selected with the efforts of DST and one urban local body support. We are going to install that facility so that other municipal corporations can adopt.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Audience, please interact.
I think many people are interested for feedback, and I have seen the message feedback form they need. So Naveen, you have to provide feedback form.
No. That can be done only after updating the attendance from our team.
Oh, achha. That is required.
Today we have 3 sessions. Yours is
Oh.
first session on the last day.
Oh, achha. 2 more are remaining.
Yes. Today all 3 are from CSIR only.
See, who are the CSIR people?
One is from CSIR-NEERI, it's yours over. Next is
Oh,
T. Emalata, CSIR Chennai.
Chennai. Oh, achha, Chennai.
And next is Lakshmikant,
Oh, Lakshmikantan today.
Bangalore, CSIR Bangalore.
Very good. So any questions if anybody is having? If not, then they can send by email and they can interact. We are always here to support academics, research, municipal corporation. Somebody was writing on chat. Can you see, Naveen? What is the questions? I am unable to see here.
Minutes. They're asking.
You have a lot of participants, more than 182.
No. Our participant is 283, sir.
Oh, today is less.
How to manage leachate in rural areas?
Rural area, that's why this leachate term is very vague. So leachate quality is very important. So, but if you see in the rural area now, leachate is also coming up in a big way, and that quality, that's why this Swachh Bharat Mission 2, it has initiated program for waste management in rural area. So, but till now, this leachate quality and other things have not been focused in rural areas. Only this collection and a small type of transportation system has also been implemented. But if you see the characteristics informally, it is also going to be very havoc. Because when I was going 20 years back, I am from village. I have seen the characteristics of solid waste management was not there. But now, if you are going, lot of these products, this packaging and other wastes are coming up. It is being thrown here and there, and a lot of other hazardous pollutants are also coming out. The battery, Chinese toys, all these things are being seen, and due to rainfall, runoff, all these things are going up. So leachate quality will be very poor in rural area also. Any other?
Sir, can you throw some light on how to monitor the landfill?
Landfill. Landfill means what?
This for
Monitor
capturing
means
the methane.
capturing the methane. So this landfill gas collection and treatment system is was one of the major things, and we have started this. Delhi has started, Mumbai has started long back, but that was not successful because the prediction of landfill gas was not proper. It was thought that landfill gas will come out for a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years, and accordingly installation took place for its collection and capturing. But after few months, it was this landfill gas was not coming up. So actual this monitoring, these prediction methods, how much methane is available, how much landfill gas is generated, if it is done properly, and then accordingly these instruments and other things captures are capture related setups are fixed, then it can be done. When I was in 2000 in Okla dump sites, there this facility was there, landfill gas collection, and this at that time it was flaring, but after that nothing was happening. That's why there is a need to have one a pilot facility where all these things are there. And you are a geotechnical engineer, so you have great role to take place.
Not only geotechnical, geo-environmental also.
Geo-environmental also, you are master in all. So something will come out because government
Yes.
is very much focused
Yes.
towards health aspects, and DST is funding a lot around. So Triple IT Delhi Incubation Center, they are going to get around 3,000 crores of rupees, not only on landfill, all other aspects related to how AI can be implemented towards health monitoring, all these things, different components. So landfill is also one of the important aspects.
You are expert in solid waste management. Can you throw some light on artificial intelligence for waste management? How to implement if you are bringing this concept in waste management?
You see, artificial intelligence has great role nowadays. I have seen in Norway,
Yes,
in
sir.
the collection center in one of the localities, where using artificial intelligence, it was found out that this much packet of waste from where it has come, which resident has come out. This was there in, I have seen in 2018. Similarly, in Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, there is a High Court Monitoring Committee, and in one meeting I saw they have a proposal to select one of the locality where these AI systems can be integrated for this particularly collection and transportation system. So they have but there is a lot of money is required for all these things. So that's why in pocket study, and if it is successful, it can be implemented for other municipal corporations at other places also, but it will take time, but it is coming up. So something will come up.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Any other questions from participant? Please try to interact.
Hello, sir. Sir, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Sir, actually,
afternoon.
why only we have to need consider about the CO levels? What about the other gases about dump sites and landfills?
You see, so other gas are also there, and whether it is methane, carbon dioxides, but we have considered carbon monoxide because this carbon monoxide component is very important towards this dust and all these things. This was as per the aerosol consideration. That's why it was considered carbon monoxide. As per literature, it was reported in particularly US study. That's why we have considered only carbon monoxides.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, then if you don't have any questions, then we will stop this session and we will
And
move to
break
the
for
next
tea.
session. Yes, sir. So 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, they have break.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. After that, you will be having another session. Okay. Abhijit, you can stop recording.
Yes, okay.
Okay, thank you, participant. You please wait. We can join after 10 to 15 minutes. So we are
Thank
going
you,
to start
Professor
now.
Naveen, and all the participants for patient hearing. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.